Hey guys, Marin11 here, back with another Rune tutorial for Summoner's War. Now in the last video, Nosh22 Gaming commented that he wanted me to do the Succubus rune guide, and that's what we're going to do today. If you want me to do a rune tutorial for a monster of your choice, comment it down below in this video, and let's get right into this. Akia. First skill, Dreamy Invitation. Attacks with a bat and puts the enemy to sleep for one turn, with a 50% chance. Recovers the attack bar by 50% if the enemy falls asleep. Twisted Joy. Attacks the enemy, transfers up to 2 harmful effects you're currently under, and heals yourself for 30% of the damage dealt with this attack. The damage of this attack increases as the enemy's HP gets lower. Brutal End. Attacks all enemies with a swirling fire hurricane and disturbs the enemy's HP recovery for 2 turns. Leader skill. Increases the accuracy of all ally monsters in the arena by 40%. Now, with this, the succubuses don't have much diversity between how you rune each one. They're all attack. There's no variations between them. I saw Akia really only having one option, which was Fatal Blade, which is attack crit damage attack on slots 2, 4, 6. I wouldn't use her anywhere else other than possibly arena in guild battles. The succubuses aren't really used in competitive play, especially the fire one. It is fusion. I would really only use the fire one for fusion, but if you're really determined to build it, go Fatal Blade with attack crit damage attacks on slots 2, 4, 6. I don't really see any other way of ruining them, or this one anyway. It's just, they're not very versatile with their skills. They've all pretty much got the exact same skill sets. Anyway, moving on to Lazaria. Dreamy Invitation. Attacks with a bat and puts the enemy to sleep for one turn with a 50% chance. Recovers the attack bar by 50% if the enemy falls asleep. Strike of Rejection. Slaps the enemy target and disturbs its HP recovery for 2 turns. If the target is asleep, the target will be stunned for 1 turn. Parting Gifts. Attacks 4 times with a pack of bats, recovering 50% of the inflicted damage as HP, and absorbing 10% of the enemy's attack bar. Leader skill. Increases attack speed of all ally monsters in the arena by 24%. Now, I saw with this one that you could go Fatal Blade or Fatal Revenge with attack, crit damage, and attack percent, all on slots 2, 4, 6. The reason why I thought you could go Revenge with this one is because this also fuels 50% of the attack bar. So say you put them, puts them to sleep, you then get a turn before they move again. You can then attack them and they'll be stunned. So they still won't get a turn, which I find would be quite interesting. So say they attack you and then you just revenge them and then you put them to sleep, which I thought could be quite entertaining. So say you've just been attacked by a load of monsters and you revenge them and they're all asleep and they really can't do anything, and all you have to do is just then strike a rejection. They'll still take damage, but they still won't be able to attack you on the next turn unless they're violent and they're a saint and just violent out of a stun or a sleep 10 billion times, which normally happens in guild battles. But anyway, yeah. Also with this one, you could also have it on self-sustain with enough damage dealt, but I would never go vampire on her because she's a bit she's not tanky enough for a vampire build. You would have. She's also attack. I would recommend it, but it is possible if you really wanted to. You could go Vampire Revenge, Vampire Blade, with once again attack, crit damage, attack percents, all on slots 2, 4, 6. Yeah. Anyway, moving on to the wind one, Selena. Dreamy Invitation attacks it with a bat and puts the enemy to sleep for 1 turn, with a 50% chance. Recovers the attack bar by 50% if the enemy falls asleep. Strike of Rejection slaps the enemy target and disturbs its HP recovery for 2 turns. If the target is asleep, the target will be stunned for 1 turn. Blooming Nightmare attacks 5 random targets with a nightmare. Each attack has an 80% chance to inflict continuous damage for 3 turns. Leader skill increases the resistance of all ally monsters in the arena by 40%. Now, with Selena, I would recommend a Fatal Focus build with attack percent, accuracy percent on slots 2, 4, 6. The reason for that is because Blooming Nightmare is the main skill for this one. Just 3 continuous damage, 80% chance, and it's 5 random targets. So, say you're in like a place where there's only 1 monster left, all 5 of them will hit that target, and that's if you can get high enough damage and high enough accuracy, they will all land with continuous damage, which is 5 continuous damage for 3 turns, which is outstanding. I see her as possibly one of the best ones, to be honest. You could also go Fatal Revenge again, because she has the Dreamy Invitation and the Strike of Rejection with the exact same combo as last time. I would really only use her possibly in Arena and Guild Battles again. I don't think I said it for Izaria, but you can also do that with Izaria as well. I wouldn't take any of the Succubuses into like dungeons, with the exception of the light one, which we're now going to move on to. Aria. Dreamy Invitation attacks with a bat and puts the enemy to sleep for 1 turn with a 50% chance. Recovers the attack bar by 50% if the enemy falls asleep. Strike of Rejection slaps an enemy target and disturbs its HP recovery for 2 turns. If the target is asleep, the target will be stunned for 1 turn. Curse of White Knight reduces the attack speed of all enemies with a deluding ray of light for 2 turns, and increases the enemy's chances of landing a glancing hit. Leader skill increases the HP of all ally monsters in the arena by 33%. Now, with Aria, there's 2 ways you can build her. You can either go for the attack or the support. I would preferably go for support, as most people would do, because I don't see a need to go anything else. Some people would say go Despair Focus, but I don't see a point in Despair. I see a small point in Despair, seeing how this is an AoE and it already puts 2 debuffs on. You might as well try for a 3rd one, but there's only 1 AoE, and I don't see a point in just having Despair for the use of the 3rd skill. I would prefer, instead of that, going Swift Focus with speed, HP percent, and accuracy percent on slots 2, 4, 6. Because then you go first, you put a glancing hit, the glancing debuff on all the enemies, so they can't actually do much damage to all your monsters for 2 turns, unless they have a cleanse. But you could also go maybe Swift Revenge, because she has Dreamy Invitation and Strike of Rejection once again. You could also go Fatal Focus, Fatal Revenge. For a Fatal Revenge build, you could go attack percent, crit damage percent, attack percent, slots 2, 4, 6. But for this one, I would really recommend the support build, which is Swift Focus, speed, HP percent, accuracy percent, slots 2, 4, 6. You can go Despair if you want, with the exact same build as Swift Focus. So it'd be, instead of Swift, it'd be Despair. But I would recommend Swift. I see it as a slightly better build. Anyway, moving on to Ezeal. Dreamy Invitation attacks with a bat and puts the enemy to sleep for 1 turn with a 50% chance. Recovers the attack bar by 50% if the enemy falls asleep. Twisted Joy attacks the enemy Transfers up to 2 harmful effects you're currently under and heals yourself for 30% of the damage dealt. With this attack, the damage of this attack increases the enemy's HP as the enemy's HP gets lower. Sorry, guys. Night Hag's Scuttle. A swarm of bats attacks all enemies, dealing damage proportionate to their max HP, and also having a 75% chance to disturb their HP recovery for 2 turns. Leader skill increases the defense of all ally monsters in the arena by 33%. Now, with Zeal, you could go a Fatal Revenge, a Fatal Blade build with attack percent, crit damage percent, attack percent, because if this is an AoE and it attacks all enemies, so it's big damage there. Twisted Joy, once again, it does more damage as the enemy's HP gets lower, so the more damage you actually deal in the first hit, the next time you hit will deal even more damage. You could also go for actually, if I said to go Fatal Revenge, or do not put Revenge on Assail. She doesn't have the combo of Strike of Rejection and Dreamy Invitation. There would be no point. It's the exact same with Arya. Anyway, yeah, use all of them in Arena for the Succubuses, except for Arya. Arya is an exception, and she can be used in, like, say, TOA to help you clear floors. Yeah, I'd really only say Arya is the one which is viable for other areas. All of the others would just die a bit too quick. Yeah, but if I had to rank them, I would put Arya at first. Zarya at second. Tied with Isil at second. Then Selena, and then Akia last. Now, guys, I hope you enjoyed this rune tutorial, and I hope you have found it useful. Once again, if you want me to do a rune tutorial of your choice, leave it down in the comments below, and I will see what I can do. I will most likely do the one which is commented first. Anyway, like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!